My name is Paige, and I am 34 years old. For 8 long months, I had counted down the days until I could return home from my military deployment in Germany. I imagined my 12-year-old daughter Lily running into my arms, her smile bright and her hugs tight the way they used to be. But when I finally walked through my front door on that cool October evening, Lily did not run to me. She stood at the top of the staircase, her arms wrapped around herself, her eyes avoiding mine. Something was terribly, horribly wrong with my child. Before I share what I discovered, I would love to know where you are watching this from. Please hit that like button and subscribe, because what I found out about my own home while I was serving overseas will shock you. Let me take you back to the beginning so you understand how we got here. I have been an Army logistics officer for 12 years, working my way up through the ranks with dedication and pride. This last deployment was my fourth, but it was the longest one yet. 8 months stationed at a base in Germany, supporting operations across Europe. The work was demanding but important, and I threw myself into it completely, because that is what soldiers do. I have a family waiting for me at home. My husband Marcus is 36 years old and works as an IT consultant for a major tech firm. We met in college, got married young, and built what I thought was a solid partnership. Then there is Lily, our daughter, our only child who just turned 12 3 months ago, while I was overseas. She has always been my little shadow, my best friend, the reason I work so hard to provide a better life. Before this deployment, Lily and I were incredibly close. We had movie nights every Friday where we would make popcorn and watch whatever film she picked out. We cooked together on weekends, trying new recipes and laughing when things did not turn out right. She told me everything about her life, her friends at school, her crushes, her worries. I knew her better than I knew myself. During the first few months of my deployment, our video calls were exactly what I needed to get through the difficult days. Lily would light up when she saw my face on the screen, talking a mile a minute about everything happening in her world. She showed me her science project about the solar system, told me about the new girl in her class who became her friend, complained about the math teacher who gave too much homework. Marcus would join us sometimes, giving updates about his work and the house, but mostly he let Lily and me have our time together. But somewhere around month 5, something shifted. I noticed it gradually at first. Lily started seeming quieter during our calls. Her enthusiasm dimmed like someone was slowly turning down her brightness. She stopped volunteering information about her day. When I asked her questions, her answers became shorter and shorter. Yeah, school is fine. Nothing much happened today. Just the usual stuff. I asked Marcus about it during our private calls. Is Lily okay? She seems different lately. He waved off my concerns with easy explanations. She is fine, just busy with school. You know how preteens are, they get moody. It is totally normal. She has a lot of homework these days. I wanted to believe him because the alternative that something was truly wrong and I was too far away to help was unbearable. The last 2 months of deployment were the hardest. Lily found excuses to miss our scheduled video calls. She had a project due. She was not feeling well. She was at a friend's house. Marcus always had a reasonable explanation, and I tried not to push too hard because I did not want to make things worse. I told myself it would be better when I got home. We would reconnect face to face. Everything would go back to normal. The day I finally flew home felt surreal. After 8 months of structured military life of sleeping in barracks and eating in mess halls, I was going back to my family. I sat on that plane feeling exhausted from the long journey but buzzing with excitement. I had imagined this homecoming 1,000 times. Lily would run into my arms. Marcus would hold me close. We would all cry happy tears and celebrate being together again. My flight landed in the late afternoon. I collected my bags and drove home in the rental car Marcus had arranged, taking familiar streets that felt both comforting and strange after so long away. When I pulled into our driveway, the house looked exactly the same on the outside. Same pale yellow siding, same red front door, same oak tree in the yard. But something felt off in a way I could not quite name. Marcus came out to meet me before I even made it to the front steps. He hugged me, but it felt rushed, perfunctory, like he was checking off a box on a list. "Welcome home," he said. His smile did not reach his eyes. Lily is upstairs doing homework. The words were normal, but his tone was wrong, too casual, too controlled. I walked inside carrying my duffel bag, expecting Lily to appear at any moment. The house smelled different. Not bad, just not like home. New air freshener maybe, or different cleaning products. I set my bag down and called up the stairs. Lily, sweetheart, mommy is home. Silence stretched out for what felt like forever. Then I heard her door open slowly. She appeared at the top of the staircase and my heart broke a little at the sight of her. She had grown in 8 months, gotten taller and thinner. Too thin. Her face looked gaunt with dark circles under her eyes, like she had not been sleeping properly. Her hair hung limp around her shoulders instead of in the braids she usually wore. "Hi, Mom," she said quietly. Just those 2 words delivered in a flat monotone that bore no resemblance to my daughter's normally bright voice. She did not run down the stairs. She did not smile. She just stood there, her arms wrapped protectively around her middle, her eyes focused somewhere over my shoulder instead of meeting my gaze. I climbed the stairs toward her, my arms open for a hug. "Baby, I have missed you so much." She stood rigidly as I embraced her, not hugging me back, her whole body tense like she was barely tolerating the contact. When I pulled back to look at her face, she immediately stepped away. "Are you okay, sweetheart?" I asked, trying to keep the worry out of my voice. "Yeah, I am fine. Just tired from school." The words came out rehearsed like she had practiced saying them. Before I could ask anything else, she backed toward her room. "I have a lot of homework. I will see you at dinner." Then she closed her door gently but firmly, and I heard the click of a lock engaging. I stood in the hallway feeling like I had entered the wrong house by mistake. This withdrawn, fearful stranger could not be my Lily. Marcus called up from downstairs that he had ordered Chinese food for dinner and I should come down and relax. I noticed he said ordered, not cooked. Before my deployment, we had family dinners together, home-cooked meals, where we all talked about our days. Ordering takeout was something we did occasionally, not as the standard. Dinner that night was one of the most uncomfortable experiences of my life. The 3 of us sat around our kitchen table with containers of food between us. Lily pushed lo mein around her plate without actually eating more than a few bites. Every time I tried to start a conversation with her, Marcus jumped in to answer for her. "How is school going?" I asked. Marcus responded before Lily could open her mouth. "She is doing great. Made honor roll last semester." "Right, honey?" Lily just nodded, still not meeting my eyes. "What for your friends?" I pressed. "Is everything okay with Sarah and Emma Marcus again?" "They are fine. Girls that age, you know how friendships go up and down. Nothing to worry about." I watched Lily's jaw tighten at his words, but she said nothing. After dinner, Lily asked to be excused. She had so much homework, she said. A big project due this week, and she was really behind. I offered to help, remembering how we used to do homework together, but she declined quickly. "No, it is okay. I got it." Her voice had an edge of panic that I did not understand. Once she disappeared back upstairs, I turned to Marcus. "Something is wrong with her. She is not herself." He sighed like I was being dramatic. "She is fine, Paige. She is just being a preteen. You know how moody they get at this age." "But she has been like this for a while," I said. "This is not just a phase." Marcus's expression hardened slightly. "You have been gone 8 months. You do not know what normal is anymore. Maybe you need to give her time to adjust to you being home." The words stung, but more than that, they felt like deflection. I was exhausted from travel and jet lag, so I decided to let it go for the night. Maybe Marcus was right. Maybe Lily just needed time. I spent the evening unpacking my things, trying to settle back into my own home. But as I moved through the rooms, I noticed small changes everywhere. Furniture had been rearranged slightly. Some of our family photos were missing from the walls. There were new decorative items I did not recognize, things that were not my style at all. When I asked Marcus Viet, he shrugged. "Just did some redecorating while you were gone. Helped keep me busy." That night, as I lay in bed trying to fall asleep, I heard soft crying coming from Lily's room down the hall. I immediately got up and went to her door, knocking gently. Sweetie, can I come in? The crying stopped abruptly. I am fine, Mom. Just tired. Good night. Her voice was thick with tears, but the door remained closed between us. I stood there for a long moment, my hand on the doorknob wanting desperately to force my way in and hold my daughter until she told me what was wrong. But I did not want to push too hard on my first night home. I went back to bed but could not sleep. Every instinct I had was screaming that something was deeply wrong. My daughter, who used to be my best friend, now felt like a stranger who could barely stand to be in the same room with me. I promised myself that I would figure out what happened while I was gone. The next morning I woke up early with a plan. I was going to reconnect with my daughter no matter what it took. I went downstairs before anyone else was awake and started making Lily's favorite breakfast. Chocolate chip pancakes had been our special tradition before I deployed. Every Saturday morning we made them together, dancing around the kitchen to music and making a mess with flour. When Lily came downstairs and saw the pancakes on the table, something flickered across her face. For just a second, I saw my real daughter, the one who loved our traditions. But then the expression vanished, replaced by that blank mask she had been wearing. Thanks, Mom, but I am not really hungry. She sat down and took one tiny bite, chewing slowly, like the food hurt to swallow. Then she excused herself. Big project due, remember, lots of work to do. Marcus came down and poured himself coffee. She has been eating weird lately, he said casually. Diet thing, maybe. Girls her age get self-conscious about their bodies. But Lily had never shown signs of that before. She had always been confident and comfortable in her own skin. This was something else. I decided to spend the whole day at home, available for whenever Lily was ready to talk. I offered to take her shopping at the mall, to see a movie, to do anything she wanted. She declined every suggestion. I have homework. I really need to focus on this project. When I offered to help with the project, her reaction was almost panicked. No, I mean, I need to do it myself. For grades. It has to be my own work. As the day went on, I noticed more things that did not add up. Lily's phone kept buzzing with notifications, but whenever I was nearby, she ignored it completely. When her phone actually rang and I was in the room, she let it go straight to voicemail. Before my deployment, Lily was glued to her phone like most 12-year-olds, constantly texting friends and taking selfies. Now she treated it like a bomb that might explode. Her bedroom door stayed closed and locked all day. The Lily I knew had always left her door open, music playing, calling out to me whenever she found something funny online that she wanted to share. This new version of my daughter had built walls between us, literally and figuratively. I tried to talk to Marcus about my concerns that afternoon. Something is really wrong with Lily. This is not normal behavior. He got irritated with me. You have been gone 8 months, Paige. You do not know what normal is anymore. She is fine. You are overreacting. Maybe you are the problem, not her. Maybe she is having trouble adjusting to you being back and disrupting the routine we built. His words stung deeply, but they also set off alarm bells. He was deflecting, turning the situation around to make me the issue. That was not like Marcus. Or maybe it was, and I had just never noticed before. I called my best friend Jenna that evening. She is also in the military and understands the challenges of deployment and reintegration. I described everything that was happening with Lily. Jenna listened carefully before speaking. Trust your instincts, Paige. Mother's intuition is real. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Did Marcus say anything specific while you were gone? Any issues he mentioned? I thought back through our calls and emails over the past 8 months. Marcus had always kept our conversations surface level. How is work? How is the weather there? When are you coming home? He never went into detail v daily life, or specifically v Lily, beyond the most basic updates. She is fine. School is good. Nothing to worry about. I had been so focused on my own work that I had not questioned his vagueness. That evening, I suggested a family movie night, trying to resurrect one of our old traditions. Marcus said he had work to catch up on and disappeared into his home office. Lily said she was really tired and went to bed early. I sat alone in the living room of my own house, feeling like a ghost haunting a home that no longer belonged to me. Late that night, I heard Lily crying again. This time, I did not just knock. I quietly tried the doorknob. It was locked. I knocked softly. "Baby, please let me in. I want to help you. Whatever is wrong, we can fix it together." Her voice came through the door, shaky and tearful. "I am okay, Mom. Please just leave me alone." I heard her move away from the door, probably to her bed. I sat down in the hallway with my back against her door, feeling utterly helpless. The next morning, I waited until Marcus left for work. Maybe Lily would open up to me if it was just the two of us. I made tea and brought it to her room, knocking gently. "Honey, can we talk? Just us?" There was a long silence before the door opened a crack. Lily's face was puffy from crying, her eyes red and swollen. "What do you want to talk, Fee?" I tried to be gentle. "I know I was gone a long time. I know things change. But you are my daughter and I love you more than anything. If something is wrong, you can tell me. I promise I will not be angry. I will just help." For a moment, Lily's eyes filled with tears and her mouth opened like she was about to confess something. But then her phone rang. She glanced at the screen and her face went pale. "I have to take this." She closed the door quickly in my face. Through the door, I could hear her side of a muffled conversation. I could not make out the words, but the tone was clear. She sounded scared and placating. "I know. I am sorry. I will not. I promise." When the call ended, I knocked again. "Who was that? Are you okay?" "Just a friend about homework," she said, but her voice was trembling. "I am fine." I decided it was time to do some investigating of my own. I went to my laptop and logged into the parent portal for Lily's school. What I found made my stomach drop. Her grades had dropped significantly over the past 3 months. Lily, who had always been a straight A student, now had C's and even some D's. There were multiple absences marked on her record. Teacher comments noted that Lily seemed distracted and withdrawn, a complete change from her usually engaged behavior. I immediately called the school counselor and scheduled a meeting. The counselor, Mrs. Anderson, sounded relieved to hear from me. "We have been trying to reach her parents for weeks," she said. "Your husband kept saying everything was fine at home, but we have been very concerned, Lily. Her behavior has changed dramatically. She used to be social and engaged. Now she eats lunch alone every day. Several teachers have reported that she seems scared or anxious frequently. My alarm bells were not just ringing anymore, they were blaring. Something happened to my daughter while I was deployed, and Marcus had been hiding it from me." That evening when Marcus came home, I confronted him immediately. "Why did you not tell me that Lily's grades dropped, that she has been absent from school, that her teachers are concerned?" Marcus got defensive. "I have been handling it. It is under control. You just got home. You do not need to worry about everything immediately." "She is my daughter," I said, my voice rising. "Of course I worry," Marcus shot back. "Well, maybe if you had not left for 8 months, this would not have happened." There it was. He was blaming my deployment, my service, for whatever was going wrong. "Your service," he continued. "What about us? We needed you here. Lily needed her mother, not video calls twice a week." I felt hurt, but also suspicious. He was deflecting again, turning this into an attack on my career instead of addressing the actual issue. Our argument escalated, voices getting louder. That is when Lily appeared at the top of the stairs, her face frightened and tearful. "Please stop fighting." Then she ran back to her room and slammed the door. I tried to go after her, but Marcus blocked my path. "Leave her alone. You are making things worse." I pushed past him and went to Lily's door. It was locked again. The next morning, I woke up with a mission. My military training had taught me how to gather intelligence and solve problems systematically. Something was being hidden from me, and I was going to find out what. I waited for Marcus to leave for work. He had an important client meeting, he said, and would be gone all day. He seemed eager to leave, kissing me quickly before rushing out the door. I approached Lily's room again. "Sweetie, Dad is at work. It is just us. Please talk to me." She hesitated at her door. I could sense her wanting to say something, but then her phone buzzed. She read the message and her face drained of all color. I need to go to a friend's house for a project, she said quickly. She grabbed her backpack and practically ran out of the house before I could even respond. I stood alone in my house and decided it was time to look for answers. I started with Marcus's home office. His laptop was password protected, and when I tried our usual passwords, none of them worked. He had changed it. That was suspicious in itself. I went through his desk drawers carefully. In the back of the bottom drawer, I found credit card statements that Marcus had never mentioned to me. There were charges to expensive restaurants I did not recognize, multiple purchases from jewelry stores, flowers delivered several times over the past few months. My heart started pounding. I kept looking and found a receipt from a hotel right here in our own city, dated just 2 weeks ago. Why would Marcus need a hotel room in the city where we live? I went to his closet next. New clothes hung there, expensive brands that were not his usual style. There was cologne I had never bought for him. I found receipts in suit pockets for things I knew nothing about. I checked our shared bank account online. There were large cash withdrawals happening regularly. Money had been transferred to an account I did not recognize. My military training was helping me stay calm and methodical even as panic churned inside me. I was gathering evidence, staying logical, preparing for whatever truth I was about to uncover. Then I heard a key turning in the front door. Marcus was supposed to be at his meeting all day. This was a different sound, though. Someone else had a key to my house. I moved quickly to hide in the bedroom, peeking out through a crack in the door. A woman walked in carrying shopping bags. She was probably in her mid-30s, well-dressed in expensive clothes, moving through my house like she belonged there. She went straight to the kitchen and started putting groceries away, knowing exactly where everything went. I stepped out of the bedroom. "Who are you?" The woman jumped and dropped a bag. "Oh my God, you must be Paige." She put her hand to her chest. "Marcus said you were not coming home until next week." My blood ran cold. "I asked who you are. Why do you have a key to my house?" The woman looked nervous now. "I am Diane. I am Marcus's friend. I have been helping out while you were deployed. With Lily and stuff. Helping out how exactly?" I asked, my voice deadly calm. "You know, cooking, cleaning, making sure Lily gets to school. Marcus has been so busy with work." But something was wrong with the way she said it. She was too comfortable in my space. She knew where things went in my kitchen. I noticed a wedding ring on her finger. "Where is your phone?" I demanded. "What? Show me your phone." She hesitated before pulling it from her purse. The lock screen showed a photo of Diane and Marcus together, very close, very intimate. Not friends, not just helping out. "How long?" I asked, my voice still eerily calm. Diane realized she had been caught. "Look, I think you should talk to Marcus." "No, I am talking to you. How long have you been sleeping with my husband?" Diane got defensive. "6 months. And he has been unhappy for years. You were never here. Always putting the military first. He needed someone who was actually present." I felt rage building but forced myself to stay controlled. "And my daughter. Where does she fit into this?" Diane's expression shifted to something guilty. "Lily had some trouble adjusting." "Adjusting to what exactly?" "To me being here. To the new situation. She was difficult at first. Lots of attitude." I stepped closer. "What did you do to my daughter?" Diane backed up. "I did not do anything. I tried to be nice. But she would not accept me. She was disrespectful." "So what happened?" Diane looked away. "Marcus had to set some boundaries. Lily needed to understand things were changing. She could not just act like I was not there." The horrifying truth was becoming clear. My daughter had been forced to accept her father's affair partner while I was overseas serving my country. That was why she was withdrawn and scared and different. "Did Lily know about you the whole time I was gone?" Diane nodded. "Marcus told her after a few months. He thought it would be easier if she got used to me before you came back. I felt sick. You were living here. In my house. Around my daughter." "Not living here exactly," Diane said defensively. "But spending a lot of time here." "Yes. Where did you sleep?" Diane's silence was answer enough. "In my bed." You slept in my bed while I was serving overseas. Marcus said, your marriage was over, Diane said quickly. That you were getting divorced when you got back. I laughed bitterly. Is that what he told you? We are not getting divorced. I am his wife. Diane looked shocked. But he said, he lied. To both of us, apparently. I suddenly understood why Lily was acting so strange. She had been caught in the middle of her father's betrayal, probably threatened not to tell me living with this secret every day while trying to act normal on our video calls. Did you threaten my daughter? Of course not, Diane said, offended. But her shifting eyes told a different story. What did you say to her? I just explained that telling you would cause problems. That it would hurt you while you were deployed and far away. That it was kinder to wait until you came home. I realized the depth of the manipulation. They had gaslit a 12-year-old girl, made her carry the burden of her father's affair, isolated her from me during my deployment. Get out of my house. Diane tried to reason with me. Look, I know this is shocking, but get out, now. Diane grabbed her purse and rushed to the door. She turned back. Marcus loves me. This is not going away. You might want to accept that. Then she left, slamming the door behind her. I stood in my kitchen feeling like I was in a nightmare. Everything made sense now. Lily's behavior, Marcus's deflection, the changes in the house. My family had been destroyed while I served my country. I called Jenna immediately and told her everything. She was furious. That absolute piece of trash. And he put that on Lily. On a child page, you need to get Lily somewhere safe and talk to a lawyer immediately. I checked the time. Lily would be home from school soon. I needed to talk to my daughter before Marcus got home. I needed to tell her that I knew everything, that she was safe now. Lily came home around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. She walked slowly with her head down, her backpack dragging behind her. When she saw my car still in the driveway, her shoulders tensed visibly. She came through the door cautiously. Hi, Mom. Hi, baby. Can we talk about what? She asked, freezing in place. I met Diane today. All the color drained from Lily's face. She dropped her backpack and started shaking. Mom, I can explain. I opened my arms to her. Come here, sweetheart. She hesitated for just a moment before collapsing into my embrace. She started sobbing, her whole body shaking with years of held-back emotion pouring out all at once. I held my daughter tightly, letting her cry, stroking her hair. It is okay. You are safe. I know everything was not your fault. I am so sorry I was not here. When Lily calmed down enough to speak, I guided her to the couch and sat close to her. Tell me everything. From the beginning. I promise I will not be angry at you. The story tumbled out of her in broken pieces between tears. It started about 5 months after you left. Dad seemed different. He was going out more, always on his phone. Then one day he sat me down and said he had been seeing someone. Said he was happier with her than with you. My heart was breaking, but I stayed strong for Lily. What else did he say? He said when you came home you guys would get divorced. That Diane would become my stepmom. He said I needed to be nice to her, accept her. Then Diane started coming over. A lot. At first just for dinner, then weekends. Then she was here almost every day. She acted like she owned the place, rearranged everything, threw away some of your things, said you would not need them anymore. I clenched my fists, but kept my voice calm. Did she hurt you? Not physically, Lily said. But she was mean. When Dad was not around, she would say things. That you abandoned us. That you did not really love us if you chose the military over family. That I should call her mom and forget about you. What happened when you refused? She told Dad I was being disrespectful. Dad took her side. Said I was making things difficult. They started giving me punishments. Took away my phone, my computer. I could not see my friends. Said I was grounded until I could be respectful to Diane. That is why my grades dropped. Why I stopped going to activities. I could not focus on anything. I was so confused and sad all the time. Why did you not tell me during our video calls? I wanted to so badly. But Dad and Diane were always there during the calls watching me. And Diane told me if I said anything, it would destroy you. She said you were in a dangerous place, and if you got upset, you might get hurt or killed. She said it would be my fault if something happened to you. I realized the full extent of their manipulation. Diane had weaponized my deployment against my daughter, used Lily's love for me to keep her silent, psychologically tormented a 12-year-old child. Baby, that was never true. Nothing you said would have hurt me that way. But I did not know I was so scared. Every day I worried about you, and also had to live with them pretending to be a family. Did she sleep here? Lily nodded miserably. In your room. In your bed. They made me have dinner with them like we were a family. Made me smile and pretend everything was normal. The last few months were the worst. Dad said when you came home I had to act normal. Had to pretend nothing changed so you would not suspect. He said if I told you he would make sure I never saw you again. Said courts always side with fathers and he would take full custody. He threatened you with that. Lily nodded, tears streaming down her face. I did not know if it was true, but I was terrified. I could not lose you. You are my mom. So when I came home, you were trying to protect me. Yes. I did not know what to do. I wanted to tell you, but I was so scared. And Diane kept texting me, reminding me to keep quiet. Is that who called you yesterday? Who has been texting? She has my number. Texts me all the time. Tells me what to say, how to act. This morning she texted that I needed to leave the house because you were asking questions. Everything was clicking into place. Marcus and Diane had orchestrated an elaborate deception. Used my child as a pawn. Traumatized my daughter to cover an affair. I held Lily close. Listen to me carefully. None of this is your fault. You were put in an impossible situation by adults who should have protected you. I am so proud of you for being strong enough to survive this. Are you mad at me? Never. I am furious at your father and at Diane, but never at you. You are the victim here. You did nothing wrong. What is going to happen now? Now I protect you. That is what mothers do. We heard Marcus's car pull into the driveway. Lily panicked. He is home. It is okay. I have got this. Go to your room. He is going to be so angry. Let me handle your father. You are safe now. Lily reluctantly went upstairs. I heard her door close and lock. Marcus walked through the front door humming in a good mood. He stopped when he saw my expression. What is wrong? I stood up, my voice ice cold. We need to talk, now. Marcus tried to play innocent. Talk about what? Did something happen? Do not. Just do not. I met Diane today. I know everything. Marcus's face drained of color. Paige, I can explain. Oh, I am sure you can. You have gotten very good at explaining lies. He tried a different tactic, going on the defensive. You were gone for 8 months. What did you expect? I have needs. I was lonely. I laughed bitterly. You were lonely. I was serving our country. I was keeping our family financially stable. And you could not keep your pants on for 8 months. It is not that simple, Marcus said. Actually, it is very simple. You cheated. You brought her into our home. You made our daughter lie for you. Marcus realized Lily had told me everything. What did Lily tell you? She is just a kid, she exaggerates. Do not you dare blame this on her. She told me how you and Diane manipulated her, threatened her, made her carry your secrets. She is 12 years old. Marcus tried to backtrack. We did not threaten her. We just asked her to be discreet. Discreet, I practically shouted. You told her that telling me would get me killed overseas. That was Diane, not me, Marcus said weakly. You allowed it. You stood by while she psychologically tortured our daughter. You chose your affair over your child's well-being. Marcus got angry now, deflecting. Maybe if you were ever home, this would not have happened. Maybe if you were not always choosing the military over family. I cut him off. I chose the military. We agreed on this career together. This pays for our house, our cars, Lily's school. You said you supported my service. I did not think it would mean 8-month deployments. That is what military service means. You knew this. Marcus suddenly went cold. Maybe I do not want to be married to a soldier anymore. Maybe I want a normal wife who is actually here. I felt hurt, but also liberated. Fine. Then we will divorce. But you do not get to use my service as an excuse for your betrayal. Plenty of military spouses stay faithful. You chose not to. Diane makes me happy, Marcus said. At the expense of our daughter's mental health, you saw Lily suffering and did nothing. She was fine, Marcus said defensively. Just being dramatic. Her grades dropped. She stopped seeing friends. She cries herself to sleep every night. Teachers have been calling the school counselor. But you ignored all of it. I was handling it, Marcus insisted. By forcing her to accept your mistress. That is your solution. The argument escalated. Diane is not my mistress. She is my girlfriend. I am still your wife. That makes her your mistress. Technically, maybe. But emotionally, our marriage has been over for years. Then why did you not divorce me before starting the affair? Marcus went silent, then said, I was going to. When you got back. But until then, you thought you could have both. The military paycheck, and benefits from me, and romance from her. It was not like that, Marcus said, wincing. That is exactly what it was. We heard a sound from upstairs. Lily was sitting on the staircase listening and crying. I immediately went to her. Sweetie, you do not need to hear this. I want to stay. I want to hear what he says. Marcus saw Lily and tried to appeal to her. Princess, you have to understand. Do not call me princess. You do not get to call me that anymore. Marcus looked shocked by her tone. Lily, I am still your father. You stopped being my father when you chose Diane over me and Mom. That is not fair. I never chose her over you. Yes, you did. Every single day. When I was crying and you told me to stop being dramatic. When Diane was mean and you said I was being disrespectful. When I begged you not to make me lie to Mom, and you threatened me. I never threatened you. You said I would never see Mom again, if I told. You said courts would take me away from her. I was just trying to keep the peace until Mom got home, Marcus said. You were trying to keep your secret. You did not care that I was miserable. I put my arm around Lily supportively. Marcus was seeing he was losing both of us. Okay, I made mistakes. I am sorry. But we can work this out. We can go to counseling. Counseling, I asked. For what? To teach you not to cheat, not to manipulate children. Those are basic moral standards, Marcus. Paige, we have history, 14 years together. We have a child. We have a life. We had a life. You destroyed it. You do not get to blow up our family and then ask me to help rebuild. What about Lily? She needs both parents. Lily spoke up. I need parents who respect each other, who are honest. I do not need parents who lie and cheat and make me carry their secrets. You are turning her against me, Marcus said to me. I did not turn anyone. You did this yourself. The doorbell rang suddenly. Everyone froze. I went to answer it. It was Diane. She walked in like she belonged there. Marcus called me, said there was a family meeting. She looked around. Oh, is this an intervention? How dramatic. You need to leave, now. I think I have a right to be here. I am part of this. Lily suddenly shouted. You are not part of anything. You ruined everything. She ran upstairs sobbing. Diane was unfazed. See, this is what I mean. She is so dramatic. She needs discipline, not coddling. I stepped close to Diane. Let me be very clear. You do not get to talk about my daughter. You do not get to have opinions about her. You manipulated and gaslit a child. You are disgusting. I was trying to help. She needed structure by threatening her, by making her lie, by telling her that telling me the truth would get me killed. I never said that exactly. You implied it. Same thing to a 12-year-old. Marcus tried to defend Diane. She was just trying to protect everyone. I turned on him. Protect or cover up your affair, Diane said to Marcus. You said this would be easy. You said she would understand. Understand what? That my husband is a cheater, that you both traumatized my child. Diane suddenly revealed more. Marcus said the marriage was over anyway. He said you did not love him anymore. That you were probably having an affair overseas too. I was stunned. He told you I was cheating. I looked at Marcus. Is that what you told her? To justify this, I may have implied. You lied to her like you lied to me. You are a liar, Marcus, to everyone. Diane suddenly realized she had been played. Wait, you did not cheat. Of course not. I am faithful. Unlike some people. She turned to Marcus. You told me she was seeing someone on base. I thought she might be, Marcus said weakly. You thought, or you lied. Get out. Both of you. This is my house too, Marcus said. Not anymore. I am filing for divorce tomorrow. And for sole custody of Lily. You will not get sole custody. Marcus laughed. Yes, I will. Child endangerment. Emotional abuse. I have Lily's testimony. School counselor's reports. Evidence. Marcus's face fell. You would not. Watch me. Diane said to Marcus, I cannot believe you lied to me about everything. She started backing toward the door. Diane, wait. No. This is a mess. I am out. She left, slamming the door. Marcus was alone now, defeated. Paige, please. Do not do this. I am not doing anything. You did this. Now pack a bag and leave. Tonight. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem. Maybe Diane will take you back. But you are not staying here. Marcus realized he had lost. He went upstairs to pack. I stood guard, making sure he did not approach Lily's room. 20 minutes later, he came downstairs with a duffel bag. Can I say goodbye to Lily? No. You have done enough damage. He stopped at the door. I do love her. And I loved you. Love does not hurt people the way you hurt us. Now leave. After Marcus left, I locked the door behind him and leaned against it, taking a deep breath. Then I went upstairs to Lily's room and knocked gently. It is just me, baby. She opened the door, her eyes swollen from crying. He is gone. It is just us now. Is he coming back? Not to live here. This is our home. That night, Lily and I stayed up talking. We ordered pizza and watched comfort movies together, starting the healing process. I am sorry I could not tell you sooner, Lily said. You have nothing to apologize for. Nothing. You were protecting yourself. That is what you had to do. The next morning, I started making appointments. A lawyer who specialized in military family cases, a therapist for Lily, a meeting with the school counselor. I was taking active steps to protect my daughter and rebuild our lives. The lawyer, a woman named Catherine, reviewed everything I told her. You have a strong case for sole custody, emotional manipulation of a minor, infidelity, financial deception. Plus, his threats about custody were baseless and constitute emotional abuse. She explained the process. We would file for divorce and temporary custody, request a restraining order keeping Marcus away from the house, document everything Lily experienced. The court will likely order supervised visitation at most, she said. What about his rights? He is still her father, but he put the child in emotional danger. Courts prioritize the child's well-being above everything else. We filed the paperwork that same day. Divorce petition. Emergency custody motion. Request for child support and spousal support. Documentation of Marcus's affair and its impact on Lily. Marcus was served papers the next day. He called me angry. You are really doing this? Yes. You thought I would not. I want to see Lily. Talk to your lawyer. The court will decide. She is my daughter. Then you should have thought about that before traumatizing her. How will you afford the house without my income? I have my salary. Plus, you will be paying child support. And I can take care of myself. Unlike you, apparently. I took Lily to her first therapy appointment with Dr. Sarah Foster, who specialized in childhood trauma. Lily was nervous at first, but Dr. Foster was kind and patient. This is a safe space, no judgment. Over the next few weeks, Lily opened up in therapy, processing the betrayal by her father, working through guilt about keeping the secret. Learning it was not her responsibility to protect adults. Building coping strategies for dealing with anxiety. I also started therapy for myself, processing my own betrayal, working through anger, learning to separate my military service from the marital failure. His affair is not a reflection of your worth or your service, my therapist told me. That helped more than I expected. At school, we met with the counselor to explain the situation and work out a plan for Lily to catch up academically. With extra support and tutoring, and teachers now understanding the context, Lily started improving. She smiled more genuinely, started talking about friends again. Her grades began climbing back up. Marcus tried to contact Lily directly several times, texts and phone calls that she did not answer. He even showed up at her school once, but the school called me immediately and kept him away. I got a temporary restraining order. The court date for temporary custody arrived. Marcus showed up with his lawyer trying to look sympathetic. The judge reviewed all the evidence. Lily's testimony given privately to the judge, school records, the therapist's recommendation. The judge's ruling was clear. Mr. Marcus Smith showed extremely poor judgment. His actions directly harmed a minor child's emotional well-being. Temporary full custody awarded to Mother Paige Smith. Father granted supervised visitation 2 hours per week if the child agrees. Mandatory counseling for father before unsupervised visits will be considered. Marcus looked devastated, but had no choice. I felt no sense of victory, just relief that Lily was protected. Lily's reaction to the ruling was pure relief. I do not have to see him if I do not want to. Only if you want to. And only with the supervisor present. I am not ready yet. That is okay. Take all the time you need. The financial settlement came next. Marcus had to pay child support. We split the marital assets. I kept the house since the court awarded it to the primary custodial parent. Marcus kept his retirement account. I kept mine. The Diane situation resolved itself naturally. I heard through a mutual acquaintance that she had dumped Marcus once she realized the extent of his lies. He was alone now, facing the consequences of his choices. 3 months after the confrontation, Lily and I were settling into our new normal. The house felt lighter without Marcus's presence. Lily was laughing again, having friends over for sleepovers, engaging in her drama club at school. I was learning to be a single parent, leaning heavily on my support system of friends like Jenna. Jenna visited one weekend. You did amazing, Paige. You protected your kid. That is what matters. I should have been here, I said. You were serving. That is honorable. He is the one who failed, not you. Lily started journaling as part of her therapy homework. It turned into a passion. She wrote about her experiences, processing everything through stories. Her therapist said it was a healthy outlet. One evening, Lily said something that made me cry. Mom, I am proud of you. Why, sweetie? Because you believed me. You fought for me. Not all kids have parents who do that. That moment made everything worth it. Marcus requested to see Lily after 3 months. Through his lawyer, he asked for a supervised visit. Lily decided she was ready to try. But only 1 hour. And you have to be there, Mom. The first visit was awkward but civil. A court-appointed supervisor was present. Marcus apologized to Lily. I was selfish. I hurt you. I am sorry. Lily listened but stayed guarded. I do not know if I can forgive you yet. I understand. I will wait as long as it takes. After the visit, Lily and I talked. It felt weird seeing him. He seemed sad, but I am still angry. Both those feelings can be true. You do not have to forgive him before you are ready. That might take a long time, or it might never happen. And that is okay too. The divorce was finalized after 6 months. A clean break. I was officially single. I felt both sadness for the marriage I had lost and relief for the future I was building. Lily and I were growing stronger every day. 1 year after my deployment ended, I found myself standing in the kitchen making breakfast for Lily. It was a Saturday morning, and we were making our chocolate chip pancakes again. This time we were dancing around the kitchen to music, flour on our faces, laughing at nothing in particular. Our tradition had been restored. Lily was now 13 and thriving in ways I had not dared hope for a year ago. Her grades were back to straight A's. She had rejoined the drama club and just landed a lead role in the school play. She had a close group of friends who came over regularly. She was still in therapy, but doing remarkably well. Her relationship with Marcus was slowly, carefully improving. The supervised visits had expanded to unsupervised visits every other weekend, though Lily still had boundaries about what she would and would not discuss with him. My own journey over that year had been transformative. I continued therapy, working through the layers of betrayal and grief. I learned to separate my self-worth from the failure of my marriage. I became stronger and more confident in my parenting. I returned to my military work with renewed purpose, proud of my service, instead of feeling guilty about it. I had faced a difficult decision about my military career. After the divorce, I considered leaving the service entirely, but I realized that would be letting Marcus win in a way. My service is honorable and important. It provides for my daughter and serves my country. I decided to stay in and continue my career, but with new boundaries. I work closely with my command to coordinate deployment timing with Lily's needs. They have been incredibly supportive. My relationship with Marcus has settled into a new normal. We co-parent in a functional but distant way. He completed the mandatory counseling the court required. He is working on rebuilding his relationship with Lily slowly and carefully. I am no longer angry at him. I have reached a place of indifference. He is Lily's father. That is all he is to me now. Nothing more, nothing less. Lily's perspective has evolved in healthy ways over the year. I do not hate Dad anymore, she told me recently. But I do not trust him the way I used to. I am learning that people can love you and still hurt you. But that does not mean you have to let them keep hurting you. Her wisdom at 13 amazes me. The biggest lesson I learned through all of this is to trust my instincts as a mother. When something feels wrong, investigate. Do not let anyone gaslight you about your own child. I also realize that service members face unique vulnerabilities. Deployments create opportunities for betrayal. Children can be manipulated during a parent's absence. But that does not make military service wrong. It just means we need better support systems in place. I have become an advocate for military families now. I speak at family readiness groups before deployments. I share my story anonymously to help others recognize warning signs. If you deploy and come home to changed family dynamics, trust yourself, I tell them. Your kids will show you the truth if you look closely enough. Lily's therapy has given her powerful insights. She learned that it was not her job to protect adults from consequences of their own choices. Children should never have to carry adult secrets. Speaking truth is not betrayal. Standing up for yourself is strength, not disrespect. Dr. Foster told us both something that stuck with me. Healing is not linear. Some days will be harder than others. But every day you choose honesty over silence, you get stronger. My relationship with trust has fundamentally changed. I am more cautious about romantic relationships. I have not started dating yet, and I am okay with that. But my trust with Lily has deepened in profound ways. My friendships with people like Jenna, who supported me through the worst, have become unshakable. I have learned that trust must be earned over time, not assumed because of a title or relationship. Financial independence has been empowering. I manage our household successfully on my own. I am teaching Lily about money management and self-sufficiency. We do not need anyone else to be complete, I tell her. We are a family of two, and that is enough. Lily's writing has continued and grown. She started an anonymous blog about children of divorce and difficult family situations. She helps other kids process similar experiences, turning her pain into purpose. Watching her transform her trauma into something that helps others fills me with pride. One evening recently, Lily asked me a question I had been expecting. Do you regret marrying Dad? I gave her an honest answer. I regret how it ended. I regret the pain it caused, especially to you. But I do not regret you. You are the best thing that came from that marriage. You are my greatest blessing. She followed up with another question. Do you think you will ever get married again? Maybe someday. But I am not looking for that right now. Right now, I am focused on us, on our family of two, on making sure you are happy and healthy and know how loved you are. If I could give advice to other military parents, it would be this. Stay connected with your children in meaningful ways during deployment. Do not just ask surface questions like how was school. Ask deeper questions. Notice changes in tone and body language even over video calls. Trust your parental instincts, they are usually right. If something feels off, it probably is. The lessons I learned about betrayal have reshaped my worldview. Betrayal says more about the person who betrays than the person betrayed. Marcus's choices were about his character, not my worth. My military service did not cause his affair. His selfishness and lack of integrity did. I refuse to carry blame for his failures. The lessons about children are equally important. Kids are resilient, but they are not invincible. They need adults who believe them, protect them, and fight for them. Never put a child in the position of keeping adult secrets. It is a form of abuse, even if unintentional. The lessons I learned about myself have been the most valuable. I am stronger than I ever thought possible. I survived betrayal and built a better life on the other side. My value is not defined by someone else's ability to love me properly. I am enough all on my own. I wrote in my journal recently reflecting on the past year. A year ago, I came home to a nightmare. My daughter was suffering. My marriage was built on lies. My home had been violated by strangers. I could have fallen apart. Part of me wanted to, but I had a daughter who needed me to be strong, and that gave me strength I did not know I possessed. I continued writing. Standing up to Marcus was the hardest thing I have ever done. Harder than any deployment. Harder than any military challenge I have faced, because it meant dismantling the life I thought I had. But that life was built on lies and betrayal. Now Lily and I have a life built on truth. It is not perfect. We are still healing. But it is ours. It is honest. It is real. The wisdom I want to share with anyone who might be in a similar situation is this. If you are a military parent and something feels wrong at home, investigate. Do not let anyone convince you that you are overreacting or imagining things. If you are a child carrying secrets that hurt you, find a trusted adult to tell. You are not betraying anyone by protecting yourself. If you are a spouse who feels neglected during a deployment, communicate honestly. Do not betray. Betrayal causes damage that lasts for generations. Families can survive deployments when everyone chooses integrity. But betrayal is a choice. Loyalty is a choice. Honesty is a choice. Every person must choose wisely because those choices have consequences that ripple far beyond the immediate moment. I still wear my uniform with pride. My service matters. It provides for my daughter and contributes to something larger than myself. Marcus tried to weaponize my duty against me, tried to make me feel guilty for serving. But I refused to let his betrayal taint my honor. I am a soldier and a mother, and I am proud of both. Lily and I are building new traditions now, new memories that belong just to us. We are learning that family is not about staying together at all costs. It is about being together in ways that are healthy and honest and life-giving. Marcus is part of Lily's life, and I support that relationship as long as it is healthy for her. But he is not part of my life beyond co-parenting responsibilities. I have forgiven him not for his sake, but for my own peace of mind. Forgiveness, I have learned, does not mean forgetting. It does not mean reconciling or pretending the betrayal did not happen. It means releasing the anger so it does not poison my future. It means choosing not to carry that weight anymore. I am free now in ways I was not even before the betrayal, because I know my own strength. If you have experienced something similar, whether you are military or civilian, I want you to know you are not alone. Betrayal hurts the same regardless of the circumstances, but you can survive it. You can rebuild. You can come out stronger on the other side. Put your children first always. Trust your instincts. Choose truth over comfortable lies. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever come home to a situation that was not what you expected? How did you handle it? What advice would you give to someone going through something similar? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might help someone else who is struggling. If this story resonated with you, or if you know someone who needs to hear it, please like this video. Hit that subscribe button so you do not miss future stories. And share this with anyone who might benefit from hearing that they are not alone and that survival is possible. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for believing me and my daughter. Thank you for supporting military families who face unique challenges. Your support means everything to families like ours who are working to rebuild after betrayal. I want to leave you with this final thought. You are stronger than you think. Your truth matters even when people try to silence it. Your children are watching how you handle adversity. Show them strength. Show them integrity. Show them that betrayal does not break you. It reveals who truly stands with you and who does not. And sometimes that revelation is the greatest gift, even though it comes wrapped in pain. Stay strong. Stay honest. Stay true to yourself and your values. Protect your children fiercely. Trust your instincts completely. And remember that you deserve relationships built on honesty and respect, nothing less. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.